West Texas gone wild. I'm going to highlight some cases in Midland and Odessa that just happened recently, and it's shocking to say the least. Who would have thought, right? In a boomtown like ours, this kind of stuff will be happening, on the regular. And this stuff is happening within hours, y'all. I think it was a shooting within like 24 hours, three separate shootings in Midland alone. And this is basically a conservative town, or a Trump town, or at least it was, but man, it's gotten rough and rugged as of late. Now, the first story I'm going to share, I'm going to give a quick rundown, but I'm going to do a more deeper dive on the situation with the Mongols shooting in that situation, but I'll do that later. Right now, I'm just going to be highlighting that plus other cases that have happened here locally. So the first thing I want to point out is the Pickaxe attack in Odessa. Now, this right here happened last weekend. I would say 2 weeks ago. It happened last weekend, y'all. And this right here is wild. Off I-20, Business 20 to be exact. ICE hold, Border Patrol involvement, a pickaxe, and a baby in the truck. What the? Anyways, last weekend right here in Odessa, Esteban Morales walked out to his pickup at the Quality Inn off of JBS Parkway in Business 20. He was at the Momo. Either he was working there, he was on a sick one, or I don't know what else to tell you, y'all. Or let's really be honest. Hotel, wife, ex-wife, we'll continue. He walked out of the hotel on I-20, grabbed a pickaxe, and went after his own brother-in-law. Then he climbed back in that same truck with the baby in the cab and rammed his ex-wife's vehicle like that child wasn't even there. And the way it's kind of written right here, I'm wondering if it's saying that he jumped into his wife's vehicle. I think that's what it says right here, right? But I wish I had it better clarified, but the news is kind of shaky. I had to rewrite this from the news, but there it is, y'all. He rammed a vehicle, which I think is his ex-wife's vehicle, and the baby was in the vehicle. What the hell? And the brother-in-law was involved? Crazy. I might even do a better deep dive in this one, y'all, but I just wanted to highlight this happened last weekend, and this is happening here in West Texas, Midland, Odessa. Basically the same thing. We joined at the hip. We used to say you raise hell in Odessa, raise a family in Midland, but I'm telling you right now, at this point, I don't think there's much difference between Midland and Odessa. We both going on a bad path, and I'll leave it at that. So this guy right here is on an ICE hold, and this is why I'm telling you, we need these illegals deported. I pray that Trump would send ICE and Border Patrol, and they will stay here in West Texas, because this is the kind of stuff we got to deal with, y'all. This guy right here on the ICE hold with the pickaxe and the baby in the car, he don't care. To be honest, the illegals, they don't give a flip, y'all. They don't care where they're at. They don't care about the country, none of that crap, the culture. They do what the hell they want to do when they want to do it. Hello. For an example over here, Mr. Moreno, or whatever his ass is, Morales, go back to wherever you came from, homeboy. But that's the point, y'all. Odessa, Texas, crazy situation. Now, let's move on to the next one. The next one is this. This went viral everywhere, and I actually need to do a better video on it, y'all. Forgive me for late reporting, but this happened over the weekend, too. When somebody gets shot multiple times in Midland, Texas, riding down Loop 250 in broad daylight, that's not just a headline, that's a warning. Midland police say officers were called Saturday morning to what first looked like a crash on West Loop 250. Then found a 58-year-old man from El Paso who had been actually shot multiple times while riding his motorcycle. Public reporting says investigators later identified him as a member of the Mongols outlaw motorcycle gang. And then he was taken to Midland Memorial, went to surgery, and was later listed in stable condition. Now, calm down before you get in the comments, motorcycle Karens. People are telling me on my post, it's a club, not a gang. I looked it up. The FBI lists the Mongols as a criminal organization involved in all kinds of crime. I'm not stating that. That's what the FBI is listing them. So get mad at them. Don't get mad at Nino America. But the point is, this dude is on Loop 250. This is a heavily populated road. Bunch of kids, grandmas, oil tankers. Oh my. Oil field equipment. Everything is on Loop 250. He's riding his bike and gets hit with the bullet, y'all. This is crazy. Now, if you know the area, I ain't trying to drop too many names of the motorcycle gangs in the area, but if you know West Texas, you know the main ones, and I'll leave it at that. They get kind of pissed off. I've covered them before, and there they are threatening me. I'll leave it alone for now. Point is, it doesn't take much to speculate that maybe this was a gang activity, hit, or job, whatever you want to call it, right? But it gets deeper. This dude's on Loop 250, gets hit, goes to the hospital. And this is right here where I'm going to say allegedly, because we see many people say this, and we know the hospital was on lockdown, okay? Midland Memorial was on lockdown, but we've seen a lot of people stating and claiming that biker gang members were trying to get into there. Somebody even stated that they were trying to finish the job and go in there and smoke the dude and finish him up. And then other people are saying that his people were trying to get in there. We don't know, but we do know for sure Midland Memorial Hospital was on lockdown. Okay. Now, as far as people trying to get in there, they were gang related. There's reports and rumors. And I would say I'm stating this because I've seen quite a bit. Okay. So let's continue. That happened this weekend. Here's the next one. This is crazy. Go to my Defend Midland page if you get a chance. Hottest group in West Texas. Midland's out of control. Now, this right here, y'all, is what's crazy because within 24 hours, probably sooner, these shootings all happen in my city. So right here is what I'm going to read real quick. Midland is heating up, and it just ain't the weather. 2 separate shootings near a bar. Another man shot multiple times on the highway the same weekend. Let that sink in. This isn't one isolated situation anymore. This is a pattern starting to show itself right here in Midland. Early Sunday morning, a fight turns into gunfire near Trade Winds and Duville. Multiple people hit. Off-duty officers working security hear shots, confront an armed man, and open fire. The suspect ends up in critical condition. At the same time, 2 other men show up at the hospital with gunshot wounds from that same situation, and now the Texas Rangers are involved. Now, this right here, allegedly, I seen it. I don't know how factual it is, but I believe it is factual enough at least to report it. This happened near the Fair to Midland bar, and it makes sense that there was an off-duty officer because they usually have law enforcement at these bars that work either off-duty or work security. So I keep hearing this at the Fair of Midland. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, but I'm pretty sure I'm not because this is what I'm hearing, and I think I saw it reporting, whatever. Point is, at this bar, these fools get in a shootout, and then 2 other guys go and is saying it's from that same incident. So you got people exchanging fire at a bar, right? Multiple people shot. Mongols gang member hit on Loop 250. And the mayor and everybody says that everything's okay, hunky-dory in Midland, Texas. No, it ain't. This city is freaking dangerous. We live in an oil town. It's been like this for a long time, and I don't know what else to tell you, but some people even say that Midland hid the crime better. Now we're just finally seeing it with social media. You decide. Within hours, we got bullets flying all over Midland, Texas. Ain't this crazy? What do you think about that? So there's that. Let's continue because it just gets a little bit more deeper. This is the next one, y'all. This is my Defend Midland page. If I can get over here, forgive me. Midland's on high alert. So check this one out. This one just came out today. I reported on it, and I didn't jack nobody's stuff. I did my own reporting, but this came out from the law enforcement. Midland police are now saying local agencies are on high alert for gang activity after the Saturday shooting involving a motorcycle gang member. That should get everyone's attention. This started as what looked like a motorcycle crash on Loop 250 near Garfield. Then police say they found a 58-year-old man from El Paso with multiple gunshot wounds. Reports say he was identified as a member of the Mongols outlaw motorcycle gang, taken to Midland Memorial and went into surgery. Now the update is even more serious. I'm going to do a better video on this one, y'all. Police say the victim is expected to survive, but is not cooperating with investigators. What does that tell you? I'll tell you what it tells you. It tells you what you think it is. His mouth is shut. And when I told my wife this, she goes, "Oh yeah, you know, if someone ain't talking, it's because they're gonna be walking later, right?" Straight up, basically, if they ain't talking about it, it's because they're gonna take the law into their own hands. That's what my wife thought. That's what I'm thinking here, right? If he's not gonna cooperate with police, my wife even says, these are like the real gangsters right here. These ain't the rappers over here, y'all. These people right here hold their mud. I think it was in Waco when they had that shootout. I think a lot of them guys got acquitted because nobody spoke. Okay, and you know what? I never stand for any criminal enterprise or organization, but I'm going to be honest. Whenever you see a bunch of bikers and none of them fold, none of them snitch, none of them tell, and then they all get off on the RICO or whatever charges they got off on, that was quite impressive from a law enforcement standpoint as far as, you know, the whole situation. But I'll leave it at that. I'm just stating from what I see, rappers, wannabe gangsters, and even dope dealers in Midland, of all places in the whole United States, probably all they do is snitch. And people like this, they holding their mud, y'all. And I'm going to be honest, I can respect that. You're in the game, you're in the streets, you're an outlaw, you play by those outlaw rules, and you hold your mud, okay? Now, I'm against all gangs, and I denounce gangs and all that, but I'm going to be honest. When you find a man that could take responsibility for his own actions or at least know the rules he's playing in and plays in those rules and abides by them, hey, you know what? I think that's somewhat more commendable. And I'm not trying to, you know, put gangs on a pedestal, right? But the point is, it's very rare nowadays to see somebody not snitch on somebody, and I'll leave it at that. I just say if you commit the crime, you need to go do your time, and that's all there is to it. But lock all criminals up. Let's keep it like that. Point is, Midland is on high alert. What does this tell you, ladies and gentlemen? It's not the hunky-dory situation everybody wants to point out like the mayor. This is a crazy situation happening in West Texas, y'all. In a town that you wouldn't think this would happen in. Last thing is, Lori Blanc. Tomorrow, Mayor, are you going to have police there at the meeting? I'm going to be up there at the council meeting. I was just threatened. I forgot I need to make a video about that. Scott Duffer threatened me. But I'll leave it at that. Ex-councilman, check it out on my post. I'll do another video later. But the point is, I'm asking a question here. Is Lori Blanc going to have 10% of the police force at the council meeting tomorrow to watch Christian, conservative taxpayers question the city? I made a post stating that why is she sending 10 plus officers to come watch us? We've never been violent. You know, we're the ones that get threatened all the time by certain people in the city. We have documentation. But of course, they try to flip it on us that we're violent. We ain't violent. We're Christians and we're conservatives. But last time I went to the council meeting, it was jam-packed full of police. I think tomorrow, Lori Blanc needs to have the police out in the street protecting the citizens instead of having the police in City Hall and trying to intimidate the taxpayer. We are the ones paying the taxes. We are the ones questioning the local government. And you want to put 10 plus police in there with us, Lori? That's pretty messed up if you think about it, y'all. People getting shot in the street, and this sorry mayor over here has 10% of the law of the tax, 10% of the police force there with us. Why are taxpayers being watched while the streets heat up? Tomorrow is another city council meeting, and people are asking a real simple question. At least I am. With everything going on in Midland right now, multiple shootings, gang activity alerts, and crime picking up just in the last 48 to 24 hours, where are officers going to be? Are we going to see another heavy police presence inside City Hall, watching law-abiding, tax-paying citizens, folks who show up, speak their mind, and go home to their families? Or are those same officers going to be out there in the streets where the problems actually are? Because let's be honest, the people showing up to these meetings aren't a threat. They're your voters. They're your neighbors. And they're the ones paying the bills. Meanwhile, the real danger isn't sitting in a chair waiting for 3 minutes at the podium. It ain't no America. It's out there on the roads in the neighborhoods where shots are actually being fired. Lori Blanc, shame on you. If you have more than 2 police at that meeting tomorrow, you are a tyrant, straight up. Put those police out there with these gangs and these shootings and these thugs and criminals in the street, not there watching paying law-abiding citizens critique you and question the government on where you're spending our hard-earned taxpayer dollars. Anyways, with that, y'all, I just want to do this quick video on the situation in Midland, Odessa. I'm going to tell you right now, y'all, it ain't sweet in West Texas. Back in my day, old man over here, it was a way different time growing up in Midland, Texas. It was safer. It was an oil town. It's always been. But as of late, we've had a bunch of criminals just move here. We have a criminal element here. We have all kinds of things that you would think you'd find in a blue city. And yet we're a red city. It's even worse here with people like Lori Blanc and these fake conservative council members. They want to tax us to death and actually use our hard-earned money for illegal projects like the Omni Hotel. We got crooks in the street and we got crooks in City Hall. And it's disgusting, but the people are standing up. I want to make this quick video, y'all, to let you know, have your head on a swivel. Follow me on Defend Midland. That's really the group page. I didn't think it'd blow up like it is. I already finished 6,000 members or whatever, but that's my group page that I made that's highlighting local issues in my city. Defend Midland. We are a watchdog group. And for people saying that I'm doing it for clicks and views, baby, you don't make money with Facebook groups. We all know that. With that, I'm out of here, y'all. Christ is Lord. Have a blessed evening. Be safe in West Texas, y'all. Stay on high alert, because the city is.